Hello, Facebook and YouTube and iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, everybody.
So many things.
Welcome.
All the things.
Welcome to iDoctor After Hours. My name is Patrick. With me, as always,
Kyle, how are you? That was a question to myself. Patrick, where's Asher?
Asher. He's inspecting his own ass tonight. He got stuck up there. I don't know. It's complicated.
Permit process.
Speaking to the mic, buddy. You got to speak into the mic.
Process.
There you
How's
go.
that?
Chase, we got our
Is that much
producer,
more to
Chase.
what-
How's it going? Chase is all mic'd up, giving us the hello wave. You know you can talk, right? You got your microphone.
Oh, you know I know.
Thank you, Chase. We got a bunch of stories tonight. Big show.
We
Big
got
show.
we got a good show. A lot of weird stories, a lot of sad stories, bad stories.
Bad stories, I guess. Well, they're
Angry
good
stories.
stories. It's stories that you should definitely be angry about. So the big one, if you haven't heard by now, then you haven't watched the news
Are
at
you
all.
missing your own introduction? Give Chase a chance to show up.
Oh, roll the intro.
Yeah.
There we
Hey,
go.
it's good.
There we go. Big story tonight out of Cambridge Analytica. An Facebook analytic group.
So it's not the town of Cambridge. It's
No,
just
well,
the name
it's-
of the company.
Well, it's based in England, yeah. But it's an analytic group which was formed to track user data, to give that analytic data to companies. Well, Cambridge Analytica was found to have access to 50 million Facebook user accounts without those user accounts' permission, and gave that information to a certain presidential campaign back in 2016.
So you're saying they crowdsourced data information without the consent of the users, and then that user data was used to figure out how they wanted to use marketing in certain campaign areas and what ads were useful in certain areas.
Certain examples were, so this person seems to be more liberal. Well, let's show them negative stuff about Hillary Clinton and da-da-da. Or this person is more conservative. Let's show them pro-Trump advertisements on their Facebook page. Stuff like that. That's kind of the direction of where this was being used. And all of that on top of some leaked footage of a hidden camera shown with an interview with the CEO of this company saying strictly how they were using this for political gain. And then there was some other stuff about a certain Ukrainian hookers used to influence people who come into the country.
Nothing wrong with Ukrainians or hookers, in my opinion.
No. But just all in all, it just kind of shows, and this can't be the only company doing this either, but this just shows Facebook's willingness as a company to just throw away their
Ethics at the door.
Their ethics out the door to people who pay them money.
One of those companies that's fake socially responsible.
Right.
They claim to be like in the forefront of the social progressive movement and this and that.
Yeah,
and then they go and you do stuff like this. They would be better off if all they did was say, no, we're just going to be neutral. Like, we don't do anything. We're basically a message board. And how people want to use that message board is their own thing. They would be way better off because at least now they're screwed. Now, at least half the country is going to hate them.
Yeah, their stock has. You think this? Well, and this might blow over. No, their stock went down $20 billion.
So you got the story up, don't you, on your computer?
Yeah.
Scroll down to the grayed out area that starts reading in June 2014, and just read that paragraph.
Okay, let me scroll down here. We got the one from the Atlantic.
Yeah, the one.
Okay, yeah. So this is an actual quotation, an excerpt from the summary of Cambridge Analytica. This is from the Atlantic.com, which is a pretty notable website. Cambridge Analytica has significant ties to some of President Trump's most prominent supporters and advisors. Rebecca Mercer, a Republican donor and co-owner of Breitbart, sits on the board of Cambridge Analytica. Her father, Robert Mercer, invested $15 million in Cambridge Analytica on the recommendation of his political advisor, Steve Bannon, according to the Times. On Monday, a hidden camera footage appeared to show Alexander Nix, Cambridge CEO, like you said, offering to bribe and blackmail public officials around the world. If Nix did so, it would violate UK law. Well, I would guess probably more than that. Cambridge Analytica suspended Nix on Tuesday. Continues. Cambridge Analytica also used its, quote, psychographic tools to make targeted online ad buys for the Brexit Leave campaign in 2016 presidential campaign of Ted Cruz, and the 2016 campaign. So three things, three conservative things. Any British Cambridge Analytica employee without a green card worked on those two. If any Cambridge Analytica employees without a green card worked on these two campaigns, they did so in violation of federal law. Oh, okay. Yeah, so this is pretty damning stuff. I mean, I guess it's not surprising. It's crappy that people's user data was being sold, but isn't that what we talk about every week?
It is, but this is just such a major
It's marketing to me.
Yeah, I mean, I
don't
don't want to.
You have it all at your fingertips in the back of Facebook anyway.
You're a smart liberal. I want to know.
I think our producer would disagree with that. But.
No, my question is, how is this different than how, say, any person who sells ad campaigns and says, I know that, like Nielsen ratings on TV, they know exactly your watching habits, so they know if Fox News is in more places, then they sell ads to these places.
Because it's being used in a sense that, like, most people on Facebook are being told that their information is kept private, and so
I don't
people.
think. Do you think that?
I don't.
That can't be true.
I don't. But
that can't be true.
It isn't. But they're led to believe that with Facebook's privacy statements and their assurance of privacy. And so
just the word privacy statement makes you think it is a privacy statement, but it's actually saying what you don't have private.
Yeah. I was reading that I don't know what they call the courts. I already forgot what they call the courts in England, but they have summoned Mark Zuckerberg to answer some questions.
Speak to the magistrate?
The AP, I don't know what the AP stands for.
The appellate court?
Associated Press.
No,
that's where you go to get interviewed.
No, it wasn't the AP, or maybe it wasn't the AP. The PM.
Prime Minister?
The PM's office. That's what it was.
Tony Blair?
So,
Margaret May? Who's
her prime minister?
Yeah.
Theresa May.
Theresa May?
Theresa May is the PM.
So
that's
Zuckerberg
possible.
is in some hot water for this.
Well, yeah, the problem is Facebook, I would guess, since it's in every country in the world, every country has the right to take whoever it wants to court at any point. Mm-hmm. And so I would guess they could all take him to court. Now, whether he's going to leave and actually go to those countries and be held accountable, no. But again, this is just proof that by Facebook doing anything, they're doing the wrong thing.
Yeah.
They just need to be just a message board.
Mm-hmm.
You have a profile. It's a message board. We don't have ads. How we make our money is we're selling your user information. Why the hell don't you think it's MySpace? It's not MySpace because they were selling your user information data. This is crazy.
Does Facebook recover from this? Because the movement #DeleteFacebook has been growing pretty. It's been growing in popularity. It's trending on Twitter, but really, how many people who say that?
A direct competition.
How many people who say that, though?
You boys got a question on the page.
Who?
You guys have a question on the page.
Yeah, I'm still a noob at this, so it says unavailable, so...
What's the question? Chase, you're the producer. Read us the question.
No, it's on the Facebook feed.
Right. I'm looking at it.
You have faster access.
What on earth is on their necks?
What is on their necks? Oh, right. This.
I've been wearing this. This is so comfortable I didn't even know I had anything on my neck.
This is better than a fidget spinner. This is better than a selfie stick. This is how people will use their phones for the future.
This is a new product we got into iDoctor today that we are test driving right now. Currently, there is no popular or catchy name for them that I can find.
I'm gonna wear this all night tonight.
But we are crowdsourcing the information or the name. We're having a contest basically on what we want to name them. So if you have any ideas, put them down in the comments. We'd love to hear them. But yes, these things.
I want to call it the fuck it.
Vote for the fuck it. It's. We'd love to hear. We'd love to hear some comments on that. But this thing is a hands-free device that's intended to make your phone useful in bed, like when you're laying down and you don't want to use your phone at all. But we've been test driving it up and about, and with our active lifestyles here.
And I'm reading the stories without having to, I have my hands free to do gestures at our producer, and
I can drink and make violent gestures with my alcohol, and I have no problems now. I can even make fists and clench them. Exactly.
And it's pretty sturdy. It stays in there pretty well.
Now, whether you like this or not, it doesn't prove or disprove the fact that this is going to be a hot seller out there. So if you want to buy one and be one of the first people to say you have one, fuck it. We are selling them in multiple
it's a bucket
colors.
for your phone. That's the fuck it.
And they're available for $25.
5 colors.
5 colors, yep.
Yeah.
And $25. Yeah, we'd love to hear some different names for these things out there. The Fuck It is the top one right now, which got 2 votes, actually. So, next story.
Next story.
It's not for running. We tested that. It's for what else did we figure it out for?
So laying in bed or kind of like this situation.
Playing music?
Yeah, playing
For
music.
real?
Say you're practicing, like you don't know your song lyrics all the way, but you got your guitar, you got your song lyrics right there.
I play left-handed.
Oh, okay, Paul.
Pokemon Go.
Pokemon Go.
Pokemon Go. Taking walks.
Yeah.
FaceTiming while holding both of your children's hands.
Just FaceTiming in general. My mom would probably use this on her walks, FaceTiming.
Mm-hmm.
What do you say, Valita? Would you use this?
Ooh, we could film a whole found footage movie with this thing.
Maybe you should.
Reaction footage.
Maybe you should film behind the scenes.
Scared. I'm so startled.
So moving on.
By the way, this show is entirely written down beforehand, and he's reading the script verbatim off his phone right now.
Yep.
So next story.
So next story is a story I didn't actually fully read.
Bathtub
That
Netflix.
totally discredits what you just said.
Everything I say is credible. Let's get that on the record.
I found the headline, and I thought it was just immediately interesting and worth talking about. So Google is pledging $300 million to clean up what they're calling false news. They're changing the word there.
Well, they didn't want to support Trump.
Right. So they want to clean up false news on the internet. And to me, and knowing how Google works, basically whoever pays them the most money through AdSense is real news.
So straight from the article in the New York Times, it says, yeah, they're spending that $300 million over 3 years, but they are doing it by among the initiative's goals are making it easier for Google's users to subscribe to news publications and giving publishers new tools to create fast-loading mobile pages. Basically, they're bumping up their Google News, and their Google News is not going to be sold for its analytics, so then Google News is not going to be under the threat of, having user data sold saying you're only, watching this type of news source or this or that. It's also going to use its efforts to help teens identify false news by creating memes and having YouTube celebrities talk to them, I guess. The government has always used.
This is absolutely ridiculous.
They've always used cartoons.
$300 million.
It's all tax write-off. It's goodwill. They say it is, but they've always used cartoons and dumb crap to just say no. There was that thing, remember in the 90s, early 90s, where they had Michelangelo and like Roger Rabbit, and it was like this huge special with all the popular cartoons at the time saying just say no to drugs and all that stuff.
Thank God, no.
It didn't help anything.
I didn't see that part about paying YouTube stars to talk to kids about fake news. So Jake Paul's gonna go out there and be like, "Dab on all that fake news." What? Is that what they're talking about?
It said here's what they said. We want to make it easier for users to see the authoritative cover-up front. So they're starting from straight from the article. Google's nonprofit arm also announced a $10 million media literacy project to help American teenagers learn skills to identify the false news. The company said this program would involve using GIFs, memes, videos, and YouTube celebrities to, quote, respond to the spread of misinformation. So basically, and then it also pledged to take on an emerging threat, synthetic media, a genre of photos and videos that are manipulated using artificial intelligence.
Deepfakes.
The most troublesome form has been deepfake. So we got so many things packed into that article. Let's take it one by one.
Okay.
First off, this is a separate nonprofit arm. So this is a company within Google.org apparently that is a nonprofit. They are going to go out and use YouTube celebrities. So these people are going to be celebrities that are already on YouTube.
Casey Neistat, Markiplier.
And they're going to pay them to create memes and videos that respond to misinformation. No, this Chase.
When you have
When did
me
credi-
sighing about something like this, you know this is
When
over
did
the top.
credibility get built into a YouTube celebrity? I never once thought PewDiePie was credible.
Right. So I mean,
Like that was not one of the adjectives I would use to describe him.
no, you-
Any YouTube celebrity, like the peanut butter all over my body girl, or
are the
friggin-
slow-mo guys gonna come out and tell us what's real or fake? I mean, this
Yeah,
doesn't
what's
make
the
any sense
point?
to
They're
me.
going to be like, in 240 frames per second, smashing this iPhone looks amazing, but also Donald Trump
Sure,
is
like
the
maybe you should
devil.
invest like if you want to combat fake news, then make an algorithm that can just real-time fact-check a news article. There's something interesting, not just telling celebrities to tell kids what's real and what's fake.
How about just giving people more access to more information? Just have people be able to rate all the information. Oh, I think what Google eventually needs to do is do a thumbs up, thumbs down thing, and eventually enough people will crowdsource the information. They need to stop hiding behind
I don't think that
20
works, though,
results per
especially-
page and everything.
I don't know if that works for news though, because a lot of that could be half. You see how things are right now, where one person, like half the people believe
Yeah,
one
you're
thing and half
worried
the people
about the
believe
mob
other.
rule mentality. You're
Right.
the same person who wants a direct republic or direct democracy where everybody has one person, one vote, but then directly opposes a democratic republic, which is to purposely fight mob rule. The reason we have representatives right now is so somebody in the news can't whip up a fury of people to go and say, we need to take this person and vote this person into jail. It's to say, whoa, 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 we got to wait 60 days, and we got to tell these guys, and these guys got to vote on it. And then it calms down the public fervor. This kind of crap is, we've tried this before. It doesn't work.
So what you say is they pacify the citizens, they take away their guns, then what happens?
Well, I'm telling you, if we become YouTube celebrities,
We're working on it.
you're giving
Hi,
us
YouTube.
authority over this, apparently. Because Google's going to say, hey, Patrick, is this porn video of Stormy Daniels and David Dennison, Donald Dennison, real, or is this deep fake? And you're going to say,
Real.
it's deep. No. You're going to
Real.
Yeah, you're going to say it's real.
It's real.
And I'm going to be like, come on. Let's see if this really is Donald Dennison. And I'm willing to give it because I'm a supporter of Donald Dennison. This is a hypothetical situation.
Uh-huh.
And I say, no, let's give it a thought. But you're like, no, and you're my boss. And you're like, no, and you turn it off. I mean, that's giving the wrong people
Right.
the authority to
No.
do stuff.
No, yeah, like just giving one side, and from what I see, yeah, from like the most popular YouTubers are,
Ain't nobody got time for that.
or majority left leaning, typically.
Star
So
Wars kid.
If you just give all of them
What,
the
in the
authority
butt?
to what's what's real and what's fake, then that just creates one-sided agenda.
I
on-
submit
on
my
realism.
moral
So,
authority to the what in the butt kid.
Yeah. So yeah, no, this is stupid. Hopefully, this doesn't actually get anywhere. I mean, in the real world of money,
I'm
big
just,
money,
I'm just sad we have to have this conversation.
$300 million
today.
is nothing. This probably won't go anywhere, to be honest.
What
Drop
are we-
in the bucket.
what are
But
we
it is-
becoming as
it
a
does,
society?
It does prove that.
I can't hear you, Chase. You need to speak up.
What are we becoming as a society? This is crazy.
I don't know.
We're becoming a society where your delivery guy can unlock your door and drop in a package.
And you're supposed to be okay with that.
That's the society.
And you're
we're
supposed to be okay with that. Not that he does it. Not that he can do it. People
We're-
have given
I mean-
plumbers keys to their house for a long time,
We're
but it's not a
also
social
becoming-
norm.
but-
Now it's going to be weird if your package is out on the lawn. Why the
Well,
hell would you
see,
do that?
now- and
Well, I don't
now-
have the Amazon key.
Another
What the
thing.
hell's wrong with you?
Another thing coming of society too, with Google pushing their agenda in a weird way. Now they're starting to ban videos of guns on YouTube.
Excellent transition. Excellent transition.
This,
So we're going to link this story, Chase. You definitely need to, because I know one of the guys that listens, Howard Royal. We were just talking about this. He's starting his own podcast, and he was talking about this. This is crazy. They're not necessarily demonetizing, but actually banning?
removing. Yep, removing videos. I mean, there are entire channels dedicated to reviewing guns, dedicated to gun safety, dedicated to just awesome things you can do with guns.
Reloading bullets, ammunition.
That are just getting their videos taken down. And Google, what are you doing? This is the exact opposite of the message you want to be spreading to people. These kind of videos educate people on guns.
Right. You don't want to get to you do not want to get to the point where all guns are guns. That's
that's approaching a dangerous. Like if this was embraced by the government, then you're approaching this weird like communistic.
When only the government is
society,
allowed to
and
have a gun, that is a scary place.
So Google, I don't know what you're doing. I've supported Google for a long time, but the steps they've taken in the last year with this kind of crowd control, it's starting to get scary.
It is. It's super weird.
And I mean, but
totally
on the plus side,
removing.
a lot of YouTubers are ditching YouTube entirely for Twitch.
Yeah, Twitch is kind of the bee's knees right now, giving money directly to the users. And if they keep it open and let people do what they want to do and keep creating group after subgroup after letting people get in their niches, that's excellent.
We talked months ago of the possibility of Twitch ever being able to compete with YouTube, and it's really starting to happen. With that one Twitch user, I don't know if you heard about it, had Drake on his stream. Like Drake just randomly appeared on this one kid's stream to play a game with him, and now this kid suddenly overnight makes $500,000 a month from Twitch.
Thank you, capitalism.
Yeah.
Thank you, capitalism.
So a lot of YouTubers took notice of that, and a lot of YouTubers are jumping ship.
Yeah, I mean, a couple people I actually do watch on YouTube and stuff have been trying it out. And it's funny, too, if you go to Twitch, we do a lot behind the show to try to get ready beforehand and like get the show set up. And I know it doesn't look like that, but we actually try to do a couple things. But Twitch is like, all right, the first thing you do is hit live, and then you're like, I'm setting up my background. Or like, I went on Twitch, somebody was live, and I was like, where the hell is he? And I looked on the chat room. Oh, he's in the bathroom.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I guess that's okay. I mean, I'm not offended. I was just like, this guy is literally gone for a real world 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And he comes back. He's like, all right, ready to go, and blah, blah, blah. And he had something like, it was the guy on the top page on Twitch, and he was playing Fortnite. Yep. And he had something like 85,000 viewers.
Oh, that's the kid. That's the kid who got Drake.
With the blue hair?
Yep. That was Ninja. Yep, he had Drake. That's why he skyrocketed in the popularity.
That was excellent. Yeah, the kid was good, too. Although it was really funny. People were like, why do you have blue hair? Why do you have blue hair? He's like, for real? Quit asking me.
I've had blue hair. I'm probably going to have blue hair again before I move
What kind of question is that? Why do you have blue hair? I don't know what answer is going to satisfy you.
So, yeah, let us know what you think. I mean, is Google taking way too much of a heavy hand? I think we kind of agree on that for once.
Yeah, the best hand is no hand. Get out of there. Just be a search algorithm.
Absolutely. Let's talk about some happier stuff, some better
like
stuff.
Geeks of Azeroth and iDoctor Free Fridays?
Free Fridays, yeah. So this show is sponsored by two things. Sponsored by iDoctor Free Fridays. Kyle, what is iDoctor Free Fridays?
iDoctor Free Fridays? Well, thank you for asking. Well, iDoctor Free Fridays is a deal we do every week where we give up to 50% off all our iPhone screen repairs, iPhone 5 all the way up to the iPhone 8 Plus series. And we give a free screen protector as well, usually a $40 value, but that way it's free that day. So most people walk out of here between a $50 and $90 value that day.
That is a huge deal.
Excellent deal.
And what day of the week is Free
That
Fridays?
is actually on Fridays,
Whoa.
right between Thursday and Saturday.
So
we are
I can't
open
come
9 to
in
7.
on a Wednesday and ask for the Free Friday deal?
Unfortunately not. It's like asking for the Memorial Day sale on St. Patty's Day. It's just not going to happen.
Okay, well that's fair.
What about Geeks of Azeroth?
Geeks of Azeroth. Geeks of Azeroth is your weekly Blizzard video gaming roundup show where we talk everything about Blizzard games, whether it be StarCraft, Warcraft, Overwatch, Diablo, you name it. Well, we don't talk about Diablo. That's a dead game. But every Sunday.
Fortnite?
What?
Who made Fortnite?
Epic Games.
Oh.
Well, we've been talking about that too because we've all been playing it. Super fun. So yeah, check us out on Twitch TV/Geeks of Azeroth or search us on iTunes or Stitcher or your favorite podcasting platform. Geeks of Azeroth. We're at episode 158 coming up this week. We're getting up there, man.
Love it. Love it.
All right. Moving on.
Yes.
Next story, we're going to be talking about Canada and what they're doing with public transportation.
North of the border, it's not really public transportation anymore, is it?
No,
it's
it's
like
not.
privatization of the public transport.
A small town in Canada, or not even a small town. What town was it?
No, it's just small town.
Okay, so a small town in Canada is getting rid of...
Innisfil, Innisfil.
My Canadian family, if you happen to be watching this episode, correct us.
Innisfil, Ontario.
Okay, so what our producer just said. They're
And we'll actually pull up the map behind you here.
all public transportation and switching it over to Uber. Uber will be the primary form of public transportation in this small town.
So
Saving them how much money?
$8 million
$8 million.
in their first year. So how this is possible, you might be asking yourself, like normally I just get on a bus or I buy a Metro Pass or however your city does it. How this is going to work is Uber signed a contract with the city actually subsidizing, meaning the taxpayers are setting aside a portion of their tax dollars to Uber signing a contract. So anybody in town, I mean, nobody's going to know where these things are, but a rate of what normally would cost you, say, $30 is going to be about $3. Some of the general ones, $15 is now $5 for a resident. So you can call an Uber anytime you want on and use your, I guess, city, whatever, Metro Pass.
And it'll
you
be
get
cheap.
And it'll be cheap.
Yeah. And this is really good for Uber drivers in this area too, because I mean, like a
They
lot
still
of
get
times,
paid the same.
unless you live in a major city, like you have to work your ass off to make a decent living as an Uber driver, right? So
Who promised Uber people that it was a full-time job?
right, but
Jeez.
but with this
Come
deal,
on.
I bet Uber drivers are going to be making a bit more. Wouldn't you think?
Oh, this is excellent.
Yeah.
I mean, this is excellent. I mean, this is allowing people to literally, I mean, they can run their own business how they want to. If they want to sit at the airport, I take Ubers, I don't know, maybe probably twice a month, maybe 3 times a month, and every time I ask them, and they always have a different strategy on how they make money. Some of them sit at the airport, some of them sit at their house.
Some of them sit outside the Crystal Lounge every Friday night.
Right?
Wait till they unionize.
Well, then they become just like the cab drivers.
I know, it's terrible.
Oh, I see. You're trying to incite me on unions. I could rant about how terrible unions are, but I won't. I won't do it.
So, the nice thing about this is that the socialist utopia of Canada is finally realizing that maybe capitalism has some value out there. People are going to realize that they're going to make so much money doing this based on the amount of effort that they want to put in. I just hope they don't ruin it with some sort of crazy taxes or something. But I mean, Chase, you lived in Canada for a while.
That was quite an alcohol burp. Yeah,
I know. Is that
you lived in Canada for a while?
That was a Rick and Morty. Listen, Morty.
Hey, Morty.
Hey, Morty. Do you think this is kind of a crazy move for such a liberal place? I mean, people in Canada expect healthcare should be free, education should be universal, blah 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 blah.
Yeah, you're just normal things.
Is this weird that one of the main things, public transportation, they would privatize? Because what if the app goes down? What if Uber gets sold?
Uber's not going down.
What if the app? What if somebody buys it? What if Donald Trump buys it? Then he owns the taxi company in a Canadian town. Yes, annexed to city. Figured it out.
Let's hear Chase's opinion.
Chase, what's your opinion on this? I'm serious. Do you think is this a crazy move for crazy liberals? Crazily?
I like it. I'm a liberal.
That's like saying I bring better water
I
to your
plead the
city, so we're
fifth.
going to choose Awesome Industries to supply the water.
I plead the fifth.
Pleads the fifth on this one. Okay, that's in it. It's just Uber.
He's scared of Uber because Uber tracks his location everywhere he goes.
He probably had.
No,
some
I
guy
use
giving
Uber
him
Eats
weird
all the
looks.
time. I want to get my orders.
I'm
I'm not saying anything about Uber.
Oh,
He would
Ch-
never
Chase
say
had an
anything
Uber
about
driver take him behind the alley that one night when he was really drunk. Yeah, he doesn't want to talk about it.
And he gave him a pep talk and made him feel really good about himself.
Mhm.
He was feeling down. He was a psychologist. He's got a tick.
Moving on.
What would you say if I told you in the next 10 years that everybody is not going to have a cell phone in their pocket?
I'd call you a liar.
I'd call bullshit.
What if I told you they're just going to have glasses on their face that do the same thing?
Interesting.
I can tell you, as somebody who's had to wear glasses since the 3rd grade, I choose.
Why aren't you wearing them now?
Because I choose to wear contacts because things on my face are annoying.
I
And I believe that most people will feel that way.
I agree, but I can't wear contacts because so I just choose to not be able to see most of
the
the time.
CEO of Epic Games is saying that AR will replace smartphones in the future, meaning augmented reality. So you'll have a clear display in front of your eyes, but things will overlay, like a pointer will come across the glass on your screen, kind of transparent, and say, this is your location, or this is Patrick. Would you like to text him? No,
I
he's
definitely
right there.
think that technology is coming, but I don't think that will replace cell phones. I don't, because of exactly what you say. Like, there are a good portion of people who don't like wearing things on their face. So there's
it's
no way that would entirely replace the cell phone.
Right, it's not like-
I certainly don't think. But
I mean, if they made a cell phone that was just as good but on a watch, people still wouldn't wear it.
right,
Because some people don't want to wear a watch.
exactly. But do I think that technology is going to come where the full functionality of a cell phone can be on a heads-up display through glasses? Yeah,
I don't think
Google was
it'll
trying
ever
that,
happen.
Like 10 years ago,
I
They
don't
were
think
like,
it'll ever happen.
Really?
I don't think
Are you
AR.
just disagreeing with me for the sake of a podcast?
No, I just don't think it'll ever happen. I don't think AR will ever happen, ever. I think it's an impossible technology.
HoloLens already exists.
I think it's an impossible technology.
It already exists, Kyle.
I have never seen it work.
Weren't you showing me an app where it was working?
That's true.
Your little BB-8 droid is an example of AR.
I think I got him.
You're gonna break me. I'm just gonna like start glitching out over.
No. That was a little. You're right. We put a little bit more vodka in there than I wanted.
I'm trying to
Excellent.
get through this 7-Up here. This is not just the 7-Up, ladies and gentlemen.
Excellent. Epic Games, same people that made Fortnite. So people that know what future technology is coming. Gamers do run the world because they're the number one. It seems like the number one growing user out there, meaning that it's not necessarily one game, but it does seem like every type of game is making more and more money.
You play solitaire on your phone, you're a gamer. I mean, technically.
You're still making ad revenue off you. Yep. It's no different.
If you play Grinder on your phone, you're a gamer.
Or that's otherwise known as a Patrick.
That's a lifestyle.
Or a Patrick.
That's a lifestyle. That's not a game. What was Asher's Twitter or Grinder handle?
Big fuzzy bear. Big Papa Bear. Big Papa Bear. That's
There's
what it was.
got to be another big Papa Bear on
Not in
Grindr.
Montana.
Oh, excellent.
Not within a 50-mile radius.
So-
it's 25.
So kind of speaking along this line or along these lines, I saw that the HTC Vive was getting discounted, and the HTC Vive Pro is being discounted, meaning they're probably coming out with another VR headset.
Still pushing VR.
Do you
Still pushing for
do you
it.
think? I mean, this goes back to what we've had before, the argument we had before, AR versus VR.
I feel like AR is more of what's going to be the accepted, like, more commonly used among people.
Right.
VR ultimately is like a simulation, is like a specific experience that's closed off to what you're doing in the moment, where AR can be integrated into everyday life.
Right. When AR is so good that everybody in my family can put on glasses and not have to put out a board game, like the board game pieces are all there, and like I can hold up the deck of cards, the virtual deck of cards, and I can take a virtual card. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
the whole
Yeah,
thing
yeah,
is virtual,
absolutely.
and then we're done. We're all like, all right, time to clean up, and you take off your glasses, and it's all done.
My vision for AR is like, say I find an ugly chick at the bar, but she's into me, so I just
Deep
put on my
fakes!
AR
Yes!
glasses and it does a deep fake and make her look like whoever I want
You're
in the
way
moment.
too old school about it. You're not going to meet anybody at the bar. It's going to be a suit that sucks your dick. It's going to be a VR girl, and it's going to be a suit that has
then
full
that's-
haptic response.
That's even less work for me then. I'm totally
Right.
in.
Here's
Plugged into the matrix, my friend.
Here's what I think it of. When we were younger, we always dreamt of having video calling. Today, we now take that for granted.
It still doesn't work.
That's true.
It will. Come on.
It's garbage. Video calling should be better by now.
It's a miracle.
point-
It
your-
is a miracle that even exists. Can you imagine explaining that to someone 30 years ago, that you can whip out this little device in your pocket and then see someone
my
else's
point
face?
exactly. We need to perfect the technology we have now before we create crappy sex robots.
They're not crappy.
Sex robots are the best. I've tried two.
And with
Prototypes.
that, I'd like to thank everybody for checking out iDoctor After Hours.
Like, comment, subscribe. We always put our comments. We always try to respond to the comments, and we are on, like we said, YouTube, Stitcher, iTunes, all the new ones.
Maybe we'll come on Twitch too. Maybe we'll work
Maybe
that out.
let us know the feedback. Hit us up anywhere, everywhere.
Yep, let us know what you think. Give us feedback on iTunes. We already have a 5-star review. Thank you for that, whoever did that. We appreciate that.
Thank you.
Otherwise, we'll see you guys next week.